Hey guys, it's me Chandra, so today's video will do a simple guide for Jinhsi. I don't want to make the full complete guide because I believe 1,000 channel will do that, so I will just make the simple one. Especially about the kit explain, I will just explain in a very simple way, because if you just read it, just like the whole ocean deep down in the beast, so you may be even more confused. So I will just make the simplified one, and also I'll give you a little bit tips and trick about how to use Jinhsi, talking about the team, should you pull the weapon or more the Resonance chain, and in the end also I will give better conclusion compared to before, like should you pull Jinhsi or not. And yeah, let's get started. Before we move into kit explain, in here I will show all the material that you need for Jinhsi. Maybe you still need curious for the reference, and here it is. And always thank you to Devil Takoyaki for provide this very good design sheet. Alright, and let's move into her kit and talent explain in simplified version. And I think it's better to start with her forest circuit in the middle, if you see in the bar in the middle, because after you understand that, I think the rest is be easier for me to explain, like the combo, the basic attack, something like that. So basically in the bar in the middle, it calls incandescent. But yeah, you just need to remember too, because it's so hard to remember the name. So basically the bar in the middle in here is that the indicator of how strong her skill nuke damage will be. So let's say if your bar only 25%, and if you compare the one that you already make 100%, then the one with 100%, the nuke will be a lot more damage. So something like that. So in here, if you ask me how I can fill up this bar or this incandescent stack, so in here you just do any attack basically from Jinhsi, and just change to another character, keep hitting, something like that, and do coordinate attack too. So if you wonder what is coordinate attack is similar like when you use your Yilin heavy attack and you attack, there's a follow-up lightning chain. Yeah, that's also called coordinate attack. Also Martafi, if you use the ultimate, there's like the follow-up, like the fire shoot ball, something like that, right? Yeah, that's coordinate attack. Also like the Fairy, now when you use ultimate, there's a coordinate attack. Yeah, that's called coordinate attack. Basically just like follow-up attack that have additional damage. So in very simple way to fill this bar, you don't do much, just keep attacking, change character, and it will be better if you have the character or teammates that have coordinate attack. Let's say like Mortapi, Verina, and Yinlin, something like that. So the bar will be, or the stack will be filled up faster. And now let's talk about her basic animation, or like basic attack, heavy, mid-air attack, charge attack, something like that. Basically in here, there's nothing really special. You can just keep doing. I will just showcase all in here, the standard basic attack, heavy attack, and mid-air attack animation. You can just take a look. And I will talk into her gimmick, including her combo and her further circuit, because this is all chained together, so it's easier also to explain. So in very simplified explanation, how her combo and her further circuit build works, and how until you reach the nuke damage itself. Basically, when you enter the battle, just do normal attack 4 times, and then you pay attention, her skill become different, right? You tap there, and then Jinhsi become like in the flight mode, and she has horn in here, and you can tap skill again to get more damage, and you can do normal attack 4 times again, and you see her skill become different again, and when you press, it will have like the nuke also from the dragon itself. So that's her main gimmick. That's basically as simple as that. If you want even the simplified version of her combo, basically when you enter the battle, just do echo, skill, normal attack 4 times, skill, normal attack 4 times, skill, and end up with ultimate or whatever you want to switch. That's it. And for her ultimate, is basically just Dragon Breath and just nuke the whole AoE area, something like that. That's it. And if you talk about her passive, if you want her, it's just very straightforward. Her outro skills is just simply mean is that if you change to another character and if they have the same attribute, in this case is Spectro, let's say like Verina that mostly people will use, can get like extra stack easier, something like that. And other things like she will get Spectro damage bonus, very straightforward. What else we need to explain? Another thing is that her intro skill will have a higher damage. That's pretty much it. And yeah, that's the simplified version of Jinhsi. Instead, you'd read the whole 5-page of essay. Woohoo, that's so long. But of course, if you want some tips of using Jinhsi, there's couple tips that I can give you advice, especially when I try yesterday and I do a lot of different stuff that can maybe help you. So my first tip, if you want to make her combo shorter, or you want to find just go to the skill faster, because maybe difficulty content, so you kinda only have like short amount of attack window, then basically I really recommend whenever you want to move to Jinhsi, trigger her intro skill, because when you trigger her intro skill, you don't need to do normal attack again. You can just go skill right away. She will go into flight mode. So her combo just become like skill, normal attack 4 times, skill. So you can cut those normal attack 4 times, and that's actually pretty good if you want to make her combo faster. So a second tip is that if you pay attention that Jinhsi actually can trigger 2 different way of outro skill. The first one, of course, the classic, just feel the concerto energy, then you can trigger outro skill. And the other one is that if you do your combo until skill nuke, you can trigger right away her outro skill. So you have 2 different way to trigger it. So maybe in here you can utilize in your different variation for you to utilize maybe in difficulty content. But take notes, her outro skill from the skill nuke itself can only trigger once every 25 seconds. And my third tips is that don't focus too much on critical damage. Focus on critical rate. Don't become like me. I'm a stupid dumbass because my crit rate is basically only 45%. You know how hard for me to just get the screenshot damage? It's so hard because I have to keep retry. Probably a difficulty 6 Heron almost already 5 times and like 4 times different run. It's not even crit. So it's so bad for the showcase. So I have to keep doing until it crit. So for my suggestion, just please prioritize crit rate first, reach like 60%. Don't go follow like me, like you want to see big damage but it keep not critting. It's just such a pain. But it will even feel worse that her ultimate is mostly not critting. It's such a pain, you lose a lot of DPS. Just prioritize crit rate for her because she is new typical damage. So if you miss that critical damage, that's basically you lose a lot of DPS. And another tip is that don't underestimate her ultimate. I don't know why people say guide. A lot of people just say like focus on her skill, focus on her basic attack. Yes, that's important, but her ultimate also important. I think the one that not really that crucial is her intro skill, but her ultimate is still pretty much contribute a lot because if you can crit, at least in my case, it's not even like properly built. It's already 50k. If you can both crit, it's 100k already free damage. So don't underestimate that. It's not, of course, as high as her skill nuke, but it's still pretty much up there. So don't underestimate her ultimate. So if you decide to go for energy regen, it's actually still not bad. And that's pretty much it regarding Jinhsi tips. And the next part that I will add a little bit Q&A, which is first one, if you ask me that, is it really hard for you to get full stack for Jinhsi on S0? And my answer is actually yes. It's not consistent if you want full stack. I think at the best, usually on average, 50% above plus. Sometimes you can make like 80%, something like that. But for 100% consistently, it's actually kind of hard. And yeah, if you do even too fast, sometimes it's only 25%. So yeah, at S0, you kind of have hard time to maximize, of course. Unless you want to extend her combo or like you want to kind of like prolong her skill nuke, then sure, you can max. And the next one, is it easy to parry with Jinhsi? I can say on her basic mode it's easy, but on her flight mode it's not easy. You need to train. I cannot even do consistently. I can only do consistently when her in the basic mode. And that's everything about short Q&A. Now let's move into build, and let's start first with the echo sets that she needs. She needs just very straightforward typical echo set, which is the Spectral echo set, because she is Spectral, and of course her signature even like Echo boss is Jinhsi, which is already indicated in the Spectral set, so you already know you have to go with these sets, which is the Celestial Light. However, if you maybe don't have this solid piece, then you can always go with the Lingering Tunes. This is cannot be go wrong with any DPS. But other than that, if you still don't have any 5-piece, maybe because it's hard, just do any 2-piece combination, because 2-piece of Spectral damage and 2-piece of attack. And maybe if you want to make more as in the ultimate, then you can just mix with the energy regen or the Moonlit Clouds. And for Jinhsi active echo skill that you should use is basically also super straightforward. They already indicate the newest one, which is Jue. This is actually the best one because you just read in here. When Resonance skill hit, inflict 15% spectral damage 1 per second and cause resonance skill damage. So this is just also mixed with Jinhsi itself. And also this is so good just because it's summon. You don't need to transform. You just summon. You can do your own thing. So this is actually better even than if you put like eggs. However, if you have eggs that maybe have got the substat and you don't have maybe farming Jue, then still you can use eggs because I mean you have no other choice, right? But other third option, which is this Mech Abomination, and don't worry, they already fixed this. For the Echo Main sets, it also very depends on what format that you go. If you go with the format 43311, Then the 4 cost is depends also if you need crit rate, then go for crit rate. If you need more crit damage, then go for crit damage. But I already say prioritize getting Jinhsi over 60%. So because of that, probably people mostly will use crit rate. And for the 3 costs, both of them is Spectre damage bonus. However, if you maybe want to focus more into like her ultimate, then you can go with 1 Spectro and 1 energy regen. That's also still fine. And of course, 1 cost is attack. With the format of 4-4-1-1-1, then you can just go with like double crit. Of course, 1 crit rate, 1 crit damage, or double crit rate, something like that. And all of them just go with the attack. For the Echo subset, it's just very straightforward. Main DPS, crit rate, crit damage, all priority, and energy regen. That will be good for you to trigger ultimate faster. And also Resonance skill damage bonus can be good. And basic attack on Restorative Liberation also can be accepted, and attack percentage. And for the weapon, let's start first with the 5-star weapon. The best one, of course, is her signature Edge of Harvest, because everything is just matched with her kit. Also give crit rate and additional 12% of attribute damage bonus, and that's also pretty nice. And other than that, if you have this permanent banner weapon, the Lustrous Treasure, this is still pretty much good, because the attack percentage also will give you more like attack, and also it pretty much will buff your Resonance Liberation. Yeah, this is not literally buffing her main gimmick, which in skill, but the Resonance Liberation is still her secondary source of damage, so still pretty much also good. And for the 4-star weapon, the best one is the Battle Pass weapon, because it's quite similar with the signature. This is Autumn Trace, gives you crit rate, same crit rate, but the effect is when you do basic heavy, it will give you attack buff, so still pretty much useful. And also if you do gacha and maybe you have Helios Clipper, this is a good second alternative, which is it gives you still attack percentage for the subset, and also match with Jinhsi kit. When you do Resonance skill, you get attack buff. However, if you don't have these two, then you can select any type of the weapon that we have as long as it's 4-star. So you can just use one from the free-to-play, the Broadband 31, still pretty much okay, or even like this Dauntless or even Discord. It might be not the best, but at least still pretty much okay. And move to the next section, which is Shuli pull for her signature weapon or getting more sequence or her resonance chains. But the resonance chain I will only talk until S2, because afterwards I already consider, well, I don't think you even need any advice. So in the end, I can say both of them is equally good, because this one is buffing like attribute damage bonus by 12%, give you resonance skill damage, have crit rate, which is good to buff every single aspect from the normal attack until the ultimate itself, so evenly spread. However, the skill also good, but this is only concentrate in one, which is her skill nuke. But the increase is actually a lot, because take until 4 times and the increase is 20% each, so it can go like 80%. So if you only care about her nuke damage and really like to see a big screenshot damage, then this is probably you will like more, because this is more like evenly increased, but everything is just moderate. But this one like just massive, but it's in skill. So in the end, depends which one is your preference. You care more about her nuke, or you want like evenly spread buff. And as for the S2, this is actually very good, because if you know right now S0, we will have hard time to get like maximum every single time for her stack. But this time, whenever you just only like 4 seconds out of the combat, you already get full. So you can maximum potential her DPS in here in the skill nuke itself, which is this is huge too. So in the end, weapon or get more copy from the resonance chain doesn't really matter, because both of them is equally beneficial you in terms of damage. But if you ask my personal preferences, I will go with the weapon itself, just because it gives you crit rate. Crit is pretty hard. I don't want to suffer in echo rolling stat, something like that. And also this is like evenly buff every single damage, while this one you buff only in skill, so if you miss that, basically you have to retry. So I'm not typical those fans of that, but in the end, again, it's only personal bias. And for the team comp for Jinhsi, her team comp is basically very straightforward, because the one that she won in her team is that the one that can have coordinate attack, and the one also that of course give her buff. And the one that you can do that, you can just see right now they have this like help. You can just take a look which character that have coordinate attack. So one of them is Yanlin. There's also like Mortepi, Verina, Baiji, and Yuanwu. So that's basically most of your team comp will be revolving around. So of course, if you want the balanced one, is the second place will be for the sub DPS. So the character like Yanlin or maybe like Mortepi or Yuanwu. And the last one will be like sustain or healer or something like that. So it will be Farina or Baiji. So that's pretty much how you will combine between those characters. Basically it. So in the end, lastly, if you're so confused, should you pull for Jinhsi? And I can say, in the end, it's really up to you. She is just very straightforward character, a strong main DPS in Spectro, and dealing a very high screenshot damage, probably the highest among all for the screenshot damage. So if you may be fan of that, then yeah, pull. Other than that, it's really up to you, literally. She is strong, but she's not like, oh, you have to get it. Because even then, if you want to play hologram, like difficulty 6 dungeon can even solo in a Tempest Mapis if you have the right stats, something like that. And also like Jian, I still believe can do that. Like right now, we don't really have any like higher ceiling, like the old character cannot even reach. So far, everyone can reach that. So pretty much like, although she's strong, she's just in the end very up to you. If you need strong main DPS and that's the only reason, then yeah, sure, you can pull. Or maybe you like her gameplay and character, of course. That's also the main reason. So yeah, pretty much that's it. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe and like, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.